Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another video. This time it's a tag video by Colten Atkins. Kyle Rowe was really nice enough to tag me, so thank you, Kyle. I'm sorry if my voice seems a little low today. I'm just getting over a cold and my voice is still a little dry and raspy. So, yes. Colten Atkins, he sent out a tag video to show off your top 10 Batman covers. I have a little bit more than 10. Like Kyle said, you know, it is Batman, so it's kind of hard to narrow it down to 10. So I forget how many I picked out. I picked out a lot. But I kept it between Batman and Detective Comics. I know Batman has showed up on many different covers throughout the years, whether it's World Finest, Justice League, crossover titles like Batman Spawn, Batman Grendel. But I just stuck with the regular series of Batman and Detective Comics because they're easier for me to get to, and I think a lot of my favorites are in those two series. So I decided to stick with that. You're supposed to also tag a few people, so I tag Vince, Semperfi Comic Guy, I tag Rob, the Great Legend, and I tag Enrique, Bigeez Comics. I want to see, and I also tag Alex, the Comic Hoarder, if you guys haven't been tagged already. I'd like to see what you guys have when it comes to Batman covers. Like I said, you know, I'm doing more than 10, so just forgive me with that, and I will try to get through this as fast as I can, but let's go. Batman, was this 405? Yes, Batman 405. I've always loved the colors and the way Batman's posed in this particular issue. I'm colorblind, so sometimes I have trouble seeing certain colors. So whenever I see something that I could probably identify, it's always nice. I believe this is purple, right? But yeah, I've always liked it, the way Batman's just holding up his cape and looks like he's ready for somebody to come at him in front of the moon. I assume that's the moon because of the purple background of nighttime. But yeah, definitely a really, really cool cover. Let me just situate myself here. Okay. This is a cover that I remember when it first came out. Now, I wasn't collecting back then, but I went to Lunchroom. And in Lunchroom, everyone was talking about the death of Robin. And they had this book. And I remember that book and the book I'm going to show next. And I remember seeing this. And I didn't know it wasn't Dick Grayson. I knew who Robin was, but I just thought that, you know, oh, wow, Robin? I didn't know there were other Robins at that time. It's like, wow, he's dead? And I've always thought this cover was just really disturbing to look at. So it's definitely left an impression on me. And of course, this one right here. What a great cover this is, right? Excuse me. I'm not a big fan of Mike Mignola. Just not. But I thought that he did some pretty good work here. I would definitely say. With the Joker. I love Joker covers to begin with. I wish I had more. And I wish I had more iconic ones. I just don't. But anything with the Joker, I really, really like, and I think Mike Mignola did him really well on 429. Here we are. You're going to see a lot of Neal Adams in this video, so get ready. The cover swipe, this is Detective New 5249. Cover swipe of one of Neal Adams' earlier works, which you'll see down the line in this video. Love it. There's another one, Detective 298, Clayface. This reminds me a lot of those old horror and monster comics where you see Batman's fighting some sort of creature and then you have this little scary-ish house, mansion, whatever in front of the moon again. So it's kind of creepy. So that's another reason why I have it on my top Batman covers video. Here's a cool one. I've always thought this was cool. You know, I have the first appearance of Deadshot. I'm not a real big fan of that cover. You know, where the Batmobile's out in outer space and, you know, a lot of those covers I really didn't like. But I thought this one was pretty cool. And Deadshot came back totally different than what he was in that issue. Because Deadshot had the top hat. He looked like a magician in that issue. But here he comes back completely revamped and I think better looking. Nicely drawn. Another Neal Adams book. Love this one. I was really happy when I was able to get it. I thought I got it for a decent price. Or a price that I was willing to pay for it. You know, sometimes that's another Neal Adams right here. first modern age not Scarecrow, Two-Face. Another again looks kind of monstrous here. Batman tied up to the boat, classic cover. Here's a Carmine Infantino cover now. You're wondering when the Riddler was going to show up in this video. For those that watch my videos, Batman 171, really cool cover. I like the pink background, and I like, of course, this is pretty much the reintroduction of the Riddler after being absent for what? At this point, maybe 16 years, 17 years, something like that. My math might be off a year or two, but he showed up, and the last time he showed up before this book was his second appearance, which was Detective Comics 142. This is his third appearance, but it's also credited as his first Silver Age appearance, his reintroduction until the Batman universe. Cool cover, nonetheless. Another Neil Adams. Shock, right? Detective 400, where Batman and Man-Bat, who makes his first appearance in this video, they're looming over Gotham City, ready to do battle. Cool cover. Another Neil Adams, which is another iconic one. A lot of Neil Adams are iconic. But Batman 251, Joker cover again. I said I love Joker covers, and this is definitely one of the top Joker covers. Another Joker cover coming up. Detective Comics 880. Kyle said in his video that he felt that, this book was kind of overpriced, and I agree with him. It's a cool cover by Jock. I think it's definitely iconic, because it's fallen into pop culture, I think, this cover. Through t-shirts and all that other stuff. I think it goes for a little more than what it should, but if you're able to get it cheap, on the cheap, go for it. And if you're definitely a cover collector or a Joker cover collector, yeah, it's definitely one to get. It's also, even though I said I think it's kind of expensive, compared to some other Joker covers, like really, really big Joker covers, it's probably one of the more affordable ones. Another Neil Adams, first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. Awesome green cover. I never liked the color green that much, but I think on this cover, it really goes well. Batman 232. Batman 121, the first appearance of Mr. Freeze, who was first called Mr. Zero. Always loved this cover, where Mr. Zero, who later becomes Mr. Freeze, as I said, encases both Batman and Robin in 2 ice blocks. I have the reprint of this, and the story is not so good. But I've always found it interesting to read the first appearances of these villains and how they first became a menace to Batman. But some of them don't have very nice covers. Like, I have the first appearance of Two-Face, but I didn't like that cover, where it says Meet Two-Face and Batman's on some sort of rope trying to get over to Robin. Never found that cover too appealing. But this is one of the villain books, the villain who makes his first appearance. I like the cover. Same thing with the Penguin. Penguin shows up in Detective Comics 58. It's the boat cover. I don't like that cover at all. But, yeah, it's one of those, you would think that, the Penguin makes his debut in this book. It might have a nice-looking cover. It doesn't. There we go. First appearance of the Reaper. Definitely a Halloween book. Love the color scheme with the red and the yellow logo. Can't be beat. Another great cover by Carmine Infantino, the third appearance of the Scarecrow, which is also credited as his first Silver Age appearance in Batman 189. Now, if you've seen this video, in my videos many, many times. Detective Comics 140. It's definitely an iconic cover, and it's definitely one of my favorite. I mean, my logo to my channel is this cover, more or less, so naturally it was going to be bound to show up in one of my favorite cover videos. This one right here, we're getting it to the end, last few. Right? Yeah. I almost forgot one. Last few, though. Batman Harley Quinn. Definitely a cool cover by Alex Ross. I love Alex Ross. My introduction to this particular book came as an art print that my friend Larry had up on his wall for many, many years. I knew it was by Alex Ross, but I didn't know it belonged to an actual comic until I did a little bit more research. And very, very cool. And I liked the way in Suicide Squad there was a scene where Joker and Harley Quinn were dancing, which was an homage to this cover. I just wish the Joker stayed in that particular look throughout the whole movie, but he didn't. Last two. Another very cool cover. This also happens to be the first appearance of the Mad Hatter and Vicky Vale. Once again, red background, yellow logo. Joker as a genie coming out of a lamp. Super, super cool. And my absolute favorite Batman cover, which should come as no surprise to people that follow my channel. Batman 227. I just love the way Neil Adams swiped Detective Comics 31. I just love it. He added it. I mean, Detective Comics 31 is an iconic Batman cover with him, same position looming over the castle, and very eerie and foreboding. But I think Neil Adams brought it to another level with this one, with the fog and Batman appearing more ghostly than just some guy in a costume. Looked really, really, did a really, really great job here. And once again, the yellow logo, even though it's not a red background, a black background, looks just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I love the fog and everything. So those are my top Batman books, covers that I like. Once again, big thanks out to Colten Atkins for starting this tag. Another big thanks to Kyle Rowe for tagging me. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and take care.